Sim, your favorite World Cup player?
You know me, man. He's my goat.
Hey.
My goat.
He's gonna say Ronaldinho.
I was so tempted to get his
Nah,
trim.
R9, I reckon.
Yeah, I was so tempted to get his trim. That's how much I idolize the guy. Has to be the original, as my fellow Arsenal legend said, the original Ronaldo, R9.
16 goals, yeah, in World Cup
For
competitions.
me, it was World Cup 98, but 2002, because of the whole injuries that he had previous going into that World Cup.
So what's your top World Cup moment then?
Ronaldinho chipping Seaman.
Really?
2002.
Yeah,
Of
bro.
all the moments, that one.
Yeah,
Of all
bro.
the moments, you know.
Yeah, bro. I remember I was in school.
Oh, because he was in school.
Remember
Yeah,
I
you told us about this. Yeah, yeah.
to our school, and I think
Rio
I'm
Ferdinand.
sure they edited that bit out. I was happy. I was like, oh my God. And like I ripped my trousers trying to do it at lunchtime to do that. You're never gonna see a goal like that ever again in the World Cup. I think that goal, everyone says he didn't mean to do it. He meant to do it, man. Come on, man.
Of course he meant to do it. Of course he meant to do it,
man. The arrogance, man.
Of course he meant to do it.
So for me, it's R9, and my favorite World Cup moment is Ronaldinho chipping David Seaman. But it is what it is.
Fair enough. And what's your first ever World Cup memory?
World Cup 94, you know, believe it or not. Romario. I remember
Damn.
I've got an older brother. My brother was telling me, he was like, I was like, who's this Romario guy? And as I got older, I did my research. He's like, he was like the Ronaldo before Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the best way you could explain it to me, innit? I was rather young. I was like, yeah, seriously? He's like, yeah, he was like the Ronaldo before Ronaldo. Like, yeah, Romario, World Cup 94. I think they beat Italy on penalties.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Showed you my football acronym is quite, it's all right, man.
It's on point there. Well done, man. Well done. All right, cool. Puzz, I'm going to come to you now. What's your favorite ever World Cup player?
Who is my favorite World Cup player?
Who is your favorite ever World Cup player?
I don't even know why I'm taking time to think about it, man. But it's because Sim's already said it, innit? But mine
bro.
be R9 as well, man.
Come on.
Bro, I can't lie. If there was no Messi, R9's the greatest. He's just the flipping greatest. Like, he made me want to play football. He made me want to do the flip flap. He made me just want to like just be silky on the ball.
His boot. Do you know what I would have done for that?
You see, because of R9,
what, the R9 silver
I
boot?
respected footballers. Because of R9, I respected footballers. And when Miroslav Klose broke his goal record, was it in 2010?
Yeah.
Hurt my heart, man, because I just wanted Ronaldo's name just to stay up there, just in lights, like
17 goals. Yeah.
El Phenomenon. Come on, it's the greatest, man, greatest ever striker, hands down. Even Lewandowski says it, Henry says it, all of them say it.
Say it. Ibrahimovic, they all say it.
They all say it. They all, Benzema as well. They all look up to him. That R9 is the one that made them on a ball.
Yeah, R9 is the best number 9 of all time, surely.
All time. No one even comes
Guys,
close.
can I ask you something? How much
Pele don't even come close. I'm sorry.
How much you would have cost in today's market?
Bro, if Neymar's getting for 200, so's R9.
I think he's
R9's getting for
more.
200 mil.
I think he's more.
Bro, R9's getting for 200 mil.
Like,
I don't think we're ever going to see a Neymar type transfer anyway, man.
That's a good question, Sim, because are we saying Real Madrid Ronaldo or are we saying Inter Milan Ronaldo?
I'm saying Inter Milan Ronaldo. Real Madrid Ronaldo was still sick.
Guys, do you not know his stats? Do you not know his stats for Inter Milan? I think it was 1-on-1, you know.
Inter Milan Ronaldo. I had that kit, bro. I remember I had that kit.
He'd have to be 150 plus, wouldn't he? Easily 150 mil.
You guys, you think I'm ridiculous? I think he's going to be about 300 million. He's the complete number 9. He can link up play. He can header.
No, we know that now. We know that now, but we didn't necessarily know that then. I mean, prime R9 into Milan. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah, 150
listen,
to
I'll
200
take
mil.
the Ajax.
Look how he shimmied the keeper against
take the Ajax on
the
that.
UEFA Cup final. Who does
You
that?
lot, you lot, yeah.
You're not talking about Inter Milan. I'll take the Ajax on that.
See what you're talking about, Drippy? That is, he was drip before drip was created. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't get a striker like that ever again. As big as he is now, I would still have him in my five-a-side team.
100%.
That's what I'm trying to say. 100%.
100%. He'd still be in the team.
Oh man, R9. It brings a tear to my eye, man. I trust me. Every time I think of a World Cup, I think of R9. I'm so pissed, like he's retired. Because I think to myself, obviously football has changed, but you're never gonna see a player like that. You're never.
Nah, there's never gonna be.
What about you? What is your favorite?
Now we're not done with Puz. Puz, what's your first ever World Cup memory?
Sorry.
Exactly. Puz, what's your first ever World Cup memory?
94. Roberto Baggio skying it still.
Okay, fair enough. And then what's your favorite World Cup moment?
94. 94, Roberto Baggio skying it. Because it's the first time I remember that, I knew what sort of knew what football was. I sort of understood what the World Cup meant to countries. Like 94, the whole theme around it being in America, what's her name singing, I'm coming out, all of that stuff. Like I remember everything still. So that was my favorite World Cup. 98 is a close one. 98 is a very, very close one. But I cried in 98 because Zidane just broke my heart. But it has to be 94 still.
Say no more.
94.
So first of it, so you lot got the same player.
Yeah. Same player, same year.
You lot know what I'm gonna say. You lot already know what I'm gonna say.
You're not going to 78. You weren't alive in 78.
Nah. I'm not gonna say 1970. That's my favorite World Cup ever moment. But if we're talking about moments that I know that I was alive for,
your lifetime.
Do you know what?
I know what you're gonna say.
There's a few. Do you know what? James Rodriguez goal for Colombia 2010 when he chested it off, but it wasn't that. It was the build up. It was Cuadrado heading it over. Like the ball was in the air, so it got hit off a defender who cleared it. Cuadrado then headed it back. James was facing the wrong way, so he chested it to face the right way, let it come down, and then
Hey guys, you know what's crazy? You know some of the best ever commentary has been at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Give it to him and pray. Who's that? Does anyone know who that is? Give it to him and pray.
No, I don't know.
Messi versus Iran. When he scored that goal in the last minute, give it to him and pray. Then he scores. Some people on the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now.
Yeah,
it is now.
World Cup.
Yeah.
Dennis Bergkamp. That's the World Cup as well.
My favorite World Cup ever player is for me my favorite player of all time ever.
Zidane.
I'll give you that. Oh, which one?
Is Zizi. Yeah. Zizi. And my favorite World Cup ever moment was 2006 World Cup final. Zidane just runs the show. He just runs the show. Screw the headbutt. Before the headbutt, like the Italians knew they had to get him off the pitch. My guy was running circles around this Italian team.
He was crazy.
He
was crazy. How old was he though? He was like, I swear he was in his late 30s that time.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
35, isn't it? 35.
Yeah. But it's my favorite. Like, I don't know if you want to describe it as like one of my favorite moments because I'll talk about my first moment, like the Zidane Panenka penalty. That's why that's why what's his face said what he said to it, because when Zidane's doing it,
that's a World Cup final, man.
That's not allowed.
Can we agree? You don't see this now in football. That's a player that truly believes in his ability to pull that off in a World Cup final.
You lot are gonna think I'm crazy, but I understand the occasion. But I think Benzema's close to being as ice cold as Zidane was.
What, Benzema's Panenka for the Champions League?
Yeah, ice cold.
Broski.
Winning goal. Everything on the line. Ice cold.
What have they got in common? They're
both Algerian.
For them, it's like, you know what I mean?
They're both Algerian. It's true.
They're gonna try. That's what I'm trying to say. You've got to have a certain arrogance and a certain belief.
I personally think Zidane makes Benzema.
Yeah. He said it.
In the sense of, I think Zidane got the best out of Benzema. Obviously, Ronaldo left. Ronaldo left, and we all knew Benzema was levels, but I think in the last 3 years, Benzema's
100%.
And I think Zidane's got a massive part of that. Don't get me wrong, Carlo Ancelotti has continued it, but I think Zidane got it out of him. My first ever, it's not a World Cup memory, sorry. I'll have to come back on the World Cup memory. My first ever, I think it was Euros. I think it was England in the Euros when we wore the grey kit.
Oh, 96, Euro 96.
Euro 96, that's it. And I remember Gareth Southgate's penalty because we were at my auntie's house, and it was a Christian house, innit? So we was there as a religious group, and so it was weird to be watching football. So after the meeting had finished, they were like, "Why don't you stay? We've got the England game on." So this was really weird. Like, you don't associate, you know what I mean, like religion with football in any way. But at the end of the day, outside of the congregation, we're England fans. So we was watching the game, and Gareth Southgate missed it. I was 6 years old. I didn't really understand, but everyone was cussing. Not in that way. It's a Christian house. Everyone was just like, "Oh no, this is so bad. This is so terrible." Da, 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 da. And I remember it, and I went like this. I went like this on the floor. No. But that's not World Cup, is it? World Cup. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it. 2002 World Cup. Italy won it, I think. And
Brazil won 2002.
Brazil won it.
Italy
won 2006, bro.
Yeah, Italy won 2006.
And France won 1998.
France won 1998 and Euros 2000.
Fine.
So
right.
it went
So
Brazil,
it was
France, Brazil,
Italy. Because they won it on penalties, right? I was there in Soho with my uncle and his Italian friends when they won that, and I remember the penalty shootout and the euphoria. Like, people were just in the streets. Like, there was one guy in the street.
It was sort of redemption, isn't it?
Yeah, there was one guy in the street, and he just had an Italian flag around his body, and he's lying on the street like this, and about 3 of his brethren are all just pouring beer on his body and his drink, and they're just going nuts. And I was just jumping like this, and then some random guy, I don't know who it was, some topless guy, put me up on his shoulders, just picked me up, and I was just like, yeah. The streets were just blue, Forza blue. Just the streets were just
the Italian passionate, isn't it?
Yeah, the Italian fans are mad. All right, cool.